All right, welcome everybody to the ETR podcast. Before everyone starts saying that we've turned into some kind of fucking reaction channel, this is not a review. We couldn't help it. We had the checkout the other week of the what was that, New South Wales bands, and then we followed up just by coincidence on the black metal bands, and now fucking don't even know where my camera is to see if that cunt's on there, but let's fucking hope it is. The new Rob Zombie fucking album. I'll just put a picture up because that's probably going to reflect off the fucking
Have you got the
camera
actual?
and shit anyway.
Have you got the actual album there? Have you?
Yes, I do indeed.
Where'd you buy that from? So quick.
JB Hi-Fi.
Did you get online? Did you, or did you drive down for it?
I made a cheeky little visit downtown on Monday.
Yeah.
In and out. Yes. But yeah, so essentially this is Gene and myself. What are we going to call it? Not a review.
Not a review.
So this is not a review of the new Rob Zombie album entitled fucking The Lunar Injection fucking Kool-Aid Eclipse Conspiracy.
That's it.
Because, you know, calling it something like Hellbilly Deluxe is just too simple these days. So, what were your first thoughts? First time you heard it, mate?
Yeah, first run through. I didn't mind it. It was it's definitely mid range for what we're used to from Rob Zombie, but
Yep.
in my opinion, what he's been doing for the last few years has been mid range anyway. So I don't think he'll ever top Hellbilly Deluxe or Sinister Urge,
No.
even though I still think that was his more friendly
Radio
album,
friendly.
play friendly album, radio friendly album, whatever, just because of the tracks on it, so catchy. But Hellbilly Deluxe, the first one was fucking outstanding. Sinister Urge was good, and then for me, it all kind of just went a little bit downhill from there.
Yep.
As we've spoken about before, I wasn't a huge fan of Educated Horses then. Hellbilly Deluxe is probably his third best album for me. I wasn't a massive fan of his next two, the Venomous Rat Regeneration Vendor and the Electric Warlock Acid Witch Satanic Orgy Celebration, Spencer. Oh man, those names are a mouthful. So yeah, I actually didn't mind the new album, the Lunar Injection Kool-Aid Eclipse Conspiracy. I just wanted to say it because you said it. I actually didn't mind it, but the more I listen to it, the more it kind of becomes I can't get through the whole album in one sitting. I actually would, because I stream it on the YouTube Music app, I'd probably make it my own playlist just of that album and take out all those little interlude and the little musical numbers. Those little minutes here and 30 seconds there and 20 seconds here. I'd fuck all those off and just listen to the actual songs. I thought, to be honest, they were a bit of a waste. And but at the same time, excuse me, if you didn't have those in there, and I don't know why he didn't write more actual songs. So out of 17 songs, it's only 41 minutes, 41:50. So,
And that's the thing, out of them 17 songs, there's only actually 10 songs, because the other 7 are fillers. That's including the intro too, because I suppose the intro in a way is a filler. So including the intro, there's 7 fillers. So track 1, track 4, 6, 9, 12, 14 and 16 are all fillers.
yeah.
But number 9, the much talked of Metamorphosis, I fucking quite liked that. It's like an acoustic filler, goes for a couple minutes, and I thought that was quite fucking good.
As a
personally.
guitarist, I figured you might, but I just skipped straight past that one. But the start of the album, I actually don't mind the intro and outro and bands do that. I think that's pretty good. But the first song on the album is the Triumph of the King Freak, sorry. And that was the first single that he released last year, I think it was, or real early this year.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
Yeah, the first track, and I didn't really think much of it, but because that's the lead track on the album, I dig it. I'm onto it. So I love it.
Yep.
It's really good. It's a good way to start now. It's got a nice low tone, heavy. Even the vocals are a lot lower than previous music that he's done, so I thought that was quite good. But the more I get into the album, you always expect the songs aren't going to be the same quality as the hits that they bring out, and the hits are always at the front or at the start of the album. I still don't mind it. I can still listen to it. But I would personally just be taking out all the instrumentals.
Yeah.
And I don't know if
Well,
there's a reason behind the instrumentals or if they just needed filler or they felt the album
honestly
wasn't
reckon
long
it was
enough.
just to fill time. Yeah, because it was a short fucking album in reality. If they
Yeah.
didn't have them fillers in, it would have been a 10-track, half-hour fucking album, and everyone would have complained. But
Would have been Static X.
I mean, my
Without being
first
Static X.
impression, I thought, yeah, because Static X is actually good. My first impressions of this album was very fucking disappointing. First time I heard it, the majority of it was not memorable at all. In saying that, it did piss all over my first impressions of good old Mr. Manson's album that we did not do a review of once upon a time.
No.
But yeah, after listening to it a few times, the album's definitely grown on me. And it starts off strong, you know, like the first couple of songs are fucking good. Then we have the filler, and then we pretty much have another unmemorable song, and then a filler, and then that fucking country song. What's that called? 18th Century Cannibals, fucking blah blah blah. Go have a wank on a ghost train.
Excitable Morlocks, and a one-way ticket on the ghost train.
Yeah, like fucking. I mean, I can understand John Five is a brilliant guitarist. I've said this many times before, and he can play any style he wants.
Yeah.
But it's a fucking Rob Zombie album, not a Dolly Parton album.
Yeah.
Like, why the fuck are you writing country? But I don't know what it's like, you know. Musicians, they do what they want in between eating their vegetables. And, yeah, fucking, it is what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
But then we have, like I said, the next memorable thing for me then was that acoustic filler. And then you come to that fucking track 12, Shake Your Ass, Smoke Your Grass.
Yeah, yeah.
What a fucking bullshit song that was. Then the next one that actually stood out to me was track 13, Boom Boom Boom.
Yep.
Did I ever send you that Mongolian metal band, The Who?
Yeah. Yeah, you sent it a while back.
It reminds me a lot of them. I can just picture something like some fucking throat singing shit over that fucking song, and it'd be awesome. But I quite like that song. Then another couple of fillers and another unmemorable fucking track, in my opinion. And then my favourite song off the album, Crow Killer Blues, which was, I think, the latest single that he brought out. I don't know if you saw the film clip for that or not. It's pretty much him just roaming around a paddock doing his thing. But obviously with COVID and shit, it's not like they can all get together and do what they got to do for a proper film clip.
Yeah.
But for me, that is the main standout track, my favourite track off the album. Like I said, I didn't mind that King Freak, and I was a lot like your opinion on that. When I first heard it, I thought it wasn't that fucking good. But being that it's the first thing you hear when you fucking put this shit on, it grows on you, and I quite like that fucking track now.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, for me, my favourite is definitely Crow Killer Blues.
Yeah. For me, it's all at the start. So, and it's just that strong lead in. Like, I wish they had kept that momentum all the way through. That heavy country song is definitely something different.
I mean, I will admit that country song is nowhere as bad as My Pain off that last Slipknot album.
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
When you compare it like that.
Yeah.
But,
that's pretty bad.
I mean, we've said it a million times. Fucking, you're never going to get another Hellbilly Deluxe.
No.
And I wasn't expecting another Hellbilly Deluxe out of this because I have heard the previous things that he's brought out. But, I don't know. It's growing on me, that's all I'll say. But as it stands right now, I'd be lucky to give it a 5 out of 10.
You know, I've got it like below, on my computer below us talking, I've got the Wikipedia listing for it, just so I can remember the track names without having my phone, because my phone's recording for me. But and right next to it's got professional ratings, so reviews and scores. So the source was Kerrang. They gave it a 3 out of 5. And Rolling Stone, I think they got to track 7 and stopped. They gave it a 1.5 star.
As soon as that country fucking twang came in, they're like, yeah, get on your horse and get out of here, boy.
Yeah, pretty much. I think that's what's happening. Who knows? And there's going to be people out there who absolutely fucking love this just because they're diehard zombie fans.
Oh, fuck yeah.
But to anyone who watches this in like the Manson one, some dude gave us a thumbs down, which I didn't appreciate. Hurt my feelings. Keep in mind that I would consider myself as much or more of a hardcore Slipknot fan because I absolutely love their first album because that's what really pushed me towards music and drumming and heavy metal, and that was my introduction to heavy metal. And when they came out with Iowa, that was fucking amazing. And Vol 3 was what I expected to be. It's their third album. And then they just sort of, for a pun, they just got tattered and torn after that. And I'm a diehard
And everyone else
fan.
was all left behind, eh?
That's it. Yep, Paul, Chris and Joey's off the wagon. They got left behind with all the good music. But even like, so the zombie fans like who are diehard and like, well, fuck these guys because they don't know what they're talking about. It's just personal preference, and it's not a review. It's just our thoughts on something. If I was reviewing it, I'd be going deep into tracks and trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. That's not what this is. But with the Slipknot, like, I wasn't even a massive fan of All Hope Was Gone. That was rubbish. I don't mind a few songs off, like Chapter 5. The Grey Chapter, whatever the fuck they call that one. And then their latest one.
Number 5.
Yeah, and their latest one, which was out, was it last year or 2019, I think it was out. Late 2019, wasn't it?
I'm not sure.
Well, whatever it was. I like that album, but I would still take, and we've discussed this, the new Static X album over that. And just keep in mind, I consider myself a diehard Slipknot fan because I'm a fan of them for what they were when they were starting out back in the day. And it's the same as Rob Zombie. I love all his early stuff. I don't mind the White Zombie stuff as well. But as he's gotten older, I don't know if the messages have changed. I don't know if it's lazy writing or he's still trying to be relevant in music because he's putting so much effort into movies. I don't know what he's doing, or if it's just to get more money, make more money, or keep the income regular. But it's just like it's almost like the heart and soul of his music isn't there anymore.
Yeah, and it unfortunately hasn't been for a long time.
So I hate to say people should retire because I don't think anyone should retire. I think that people should continue to grow, but they've got to. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're making music and you're on a record label and you're touring, that's your business, right? So the way businesses keep in touch with their clients and their customers and they keep building and they get better and better every year is they keep improving the product. But the one thing about the music industry I'm seeing is the older artists get, bands and singers or whatever, solo artists, the older they get, it's like the less quality they put out. But we still throw money at them, and it fucking pisses me off because without everyone who's our age, Rob Zombie wouldn't necessarily have the fan base he has. He wouldn't be making movies, that's for sure.
Well, that's the thing as well, and there's still that younger generation that come up, and like this album, for example, for some young kid might be what it was to us when we first heard Hellbilly Deluxe. So then they're going to turn around and go, this is the greatest thing I've ever heard, whereas we are going, no, this is pretty fucking subpar because, like you just mentioned, all these fucking old bands that we love all seem to just been going downhill and releasing fucking shit. Yeah. But that's just us doing that old fucking get off my lawn fucking old cunt shit again. But it's one of them things I did. The album's kind of what I expected because I didn't expect another Hellbilly Deluxe. When the other week we talked about it and I said John 5 turned around and said, fucking this is our heaviest album to date or whatever it is. And I mean, I can understand that from the point of view of every band that comes out, they always say, oh, this is our heaviest or this is our best album to date or this is whatever.
Yeah.
But they kind of have to say that because they're not going to go and go, oh yeah, how's the new album going? Oh yeah, well this is pretty average. I'd probably rate it in our bottom 3 albums, but hey, go buy it anyway.
Yeah.
Like if they come out and say that, no one's going to buy it. So they have to say, this is our heaviest, this is our best, this is our fucking whatever.
They've got to talk it up themselves because no one's listening to it. So if no one's listening to it, no one can do it for them. So they've got to come out and say whatever they're going to say. But I mean, people who are young, who are 17, 18, 19, and let's say this is their first Rob Zombie album, what would they think if they went back and listened to all the old stuff?
They'll probably love it all. I mean, I've done the same with bands where I've heard a later album and then I went back and listened to their older stuff and then fell in love with all their older stuff too. But honestly, do you really think there's 17, 18-year-olds discovering Rob Zombie this day and age? They might do, depending on what singles are released.
His market would be so small these days just because of the way society is. Everyone's into that trans pop music, all the electronic shit. There's more people into that than fucking anything else.
Yep.
So yeah, but anyway, I thought the album was good. And again, I'm with you. I didn't expect it on another Hellbilly Deluxe, and I never expect him to come out with something like that. Even when Hellbilly Deluxe 2 came out, I still didn't think it was going to be anything like the original.
Yep.
It'd just be good if he kept that quality all the way through the album. It would be a killer album if you did, but
Yeah.
like the names are there. Like, I just read a name. It just pissed me off. The Satanic Rites of Blackula. You probably knew that already. And that he's just jumping on this Black Lives Matter bandwagon, trying to hit every fucking demographic that he can, and that's what makes me think he's just doing it for the money. But if you had kept that momentum from the Triumph of King Freak, and it doesn't even have to be the lyrics. The lyrics can be whatever. It's just the music and the tone of the lyrics. If you had kept that momentum, he would have been awesome. But he just lost it as he went through. And I mean, the Satanic Rites of
the Ballad of
Blackula.
the Sleazy Rider, that Ballad of Sleazy Rider, that music in that was quite good too, but the lyrics let it down. Yeah. But yeah, the Satanic Rites of Blackula, that's well, I've got that on my list as not even memorable. So I don't even know what the fuck song that is.
Yeah. Read the lyrics. It's probably something to do with oppression.
I just happen to have the lyrics here. That is one good thing I'll say about, with Zombie and his fucking albums. They're always bright. They're always colourful as fuck.
Good artwork. Very eye-catching.
As bright as I go, especially shirt-wise, as a black shirt. But, I mean, his fucking album covers and shit, I probably should just put a picture up because it's probably reflecting like fuck. But, yeah, there's always his artwork in here too, but this one actually has some other artwork from some random dude. Boom, boom, boom. What's the song called again? The Satanic Rites. Graveyard for lunatics, they come a-running, leader of the young bloods, they are a-buzzing, absolute midnight.
They come a-crying, I still remember Babylon, all is forgiven. Where'd you get on lyrics webpage?
Yeah.
So it kind of reads as if it could have just been Dracula,
Yeah.
But I think because of the way the world is at the moment, he's just put Blackula on there.
Who knows? Did I send you through that little video that there's an animated video him and his wife are doing about how he comes up with the names for albums?
I think you sent me something, but I think I've also seen something on YouTube. He was doing an interview and they asked, how do you come up with the album names? And he's like, fuck, I can't remember. That's how much attention I paid to it, but I have seen some. I was like, okay, I'm not really...
Well, it was something along the lines of fucking, he reckons he jots down words and stuff and they change as the album goes. But then when the album's done, apparently, don't quote me on this because I can't remember, but apparently once the album is finished, we, as listeners, are meant to be able to look at that album and go, oh, I can definitely tell why he called it the Lunar Injection Kool-Aid Eclipse Conspiracy after that one.
Well, I can kind of get conspiracy.
Fucking hell, was he smoking some dodgy fucking carrots that day or what?
I can kind of get conspiracy in this day and age because there's a lot of shit going on in the world and everyone's conspiracy about UFOs and fucking politics and this party and that party over there. And it's just a very political age. But then like the Kool-Aid, and he's got a song in here that's got Blackula in it, and without being like trying to...
You're not going to let that one go, are you?
Without trying to stereotype something, like if you watch Friday, even they're talking about Kool-Aid in there, and black people apparently love Kool-Aid according to movies and ads. So fuck, I don't know. Maybe he's just like a big conspiracy nut himself, and I don't know. Maybe in his eyes, if everyone just ate more celery, we'd be happy. I don't know. Vegans, man, you can't trust them.
Yes.
But anyway, I didn't mind the album. I didn't mind the album. I can't listen to it all the way through. So I think we should title this video something about Rob Zombie. But here's one for you. Did you hear the latest interview with Corey Taylor?
No, I try to steer away from interviews with Corey Taylor these days because he talks about how shit the music industry is, and then he releases that fucking pop album. And now he's rapping or some shit. But I mean, let's face it, he was always rapping back in the day. Spit it out.
Yeah,
It's
but
classic
that
fucking
that
rap.
metal rap was fucking good, and now he's just gone soft because of his misses. But they've got a Slipknot are working on a new album already. Him and Clown have been doing some experimental shit, and they reckon they've got enough ideas and everything that's going to give you a little bit of everything of Slipknot. So in my mind, I'm thinking they might be trying to write an album that just ticks every box for a Slipknot fan. So you might have 2 songs on there for the old school, 2 songs on there for the people who loved All Hope Is Gone, so it'd be a couple people, and then you got everyone who loves all the older stuff, which will be the rest of the album. But who knows, man? Who knows?
No, I haven't read that one because, like I said, I tend to ignore his interviews these days.
I'm to the point.
Even I used to watch a lot of his interviews and shit when I was younger, but these days it's just like there's so much fucking political bullshit in what he's trying to say.
Yeah.
And he's so full of himself and up himself because his ego's going extreme that I mean, don't get me wrong, because he still has influenced me in a lot of ways and he will always be one of my greatest influences. But the way he's going in this day and age, I don't fucking ever want to watch an interview with a bloke.
No, I'm the same. It just popped up on YouTube. It wasn't an article that I read or anything. It's just a YouTube, one of those fucking heavy metal YouTube channels. And
Yep.
it was just the title, new Slipknot album on the way. So I thought, fuck, I'll click it and because I knew it wouldn't be him talking. It would be someone narrating it. So that's why I clicked on it. So it's just someone with a couple of photos of Corey popped up and they're like,
Yep.
yeah, they're looking at doing a new album and he's said in this and brought up the air quotes and all that sort of shit. I'm like, okay, cool. Might be worth checking out if they ever release it. Because last I heard from these guys, they were looking to do like all unreleased music or some shit from Vol 3 or something like that. They were supposed to be bringing a new album out. Like a B-sides.
Oh, okay.
That was fucking like last year, mid last
fucking
year,
knows.
or early last year or something like that. It's during COVID, obviously.
Maybe that was just their idea to, pass the time in COVID or some shit. Who knows?
Yeah, they might have, yeah, and that could have like, who knows, man, they could have got the creative juices going again. But I don't know how they'd bring out another album that ticks all the boxes without the original members, because the music will never be the same without the original members, you know? Because apparently Paul Gray was like a massive like contributor to the early stuff before he passed.
Joey and Paul were 2 of the main writers in the band.
Yeah. I remember reading interviews back when, and they're like, I think it was Volume 3, they were writing a song and Joey was fucking doing the acoustics, like playing, he was just fucking around and they wrote a song out of it or something like that. So, I mean, I don't get how they're going to bring something back for all
Yeah, but
listeners.
you got to think as well, Joey and Paul both had a part in writing All Hope Is Gone, and we know what you think of that album.
They had a part in it. Did they have a big part, or was it that's when the other guys in the band decided they want more voice?
I'm pretty sure it was something along the lines of it was old material that Paul had laying around from a previous band or some shit. I could be wrong, but I read that somewhere.
Yeah.
Fucking who knows. But anyway, we're getting off topic, as we quite often do. So we might wrap it up there. So like I said, at this stage, it is growing on me. First listen to it, I thought 2 out of 10. After listening to a bunch more times, it's growing on me. I'd give it maybe a 5 out of 10. But yeah, if I'm going to Zombie, I'm always going back to Hellbilly Deluxe or Sin Storage if I'm grabbing a CD to chuck on.
Yeah.
This is definitely not going to be one that I go, fuck yeah, I got to listen to that album again. What about you? What would you give it if you had to rate it, mate?
Like a 1.5 out of 3.
So a 5 out of 10.
Yeah, or 7.5 out of 15. Or 10/16 of an inch if you're in American time. No, I'd give it like a 50-50. Like I do enjoy the album. It's got the typical Rob Zombie upbeat feel to it in terms of the music, which I enjoy. I just think the quality of the music slipped, which sucks, because I think back to like all bands who release their first album, and usually, in my experience, is like a high 90% of the time, their first album is absolutely fucking killer from start to finish. And as they get on, I don't want to call it the Linkin Park effect, but for lack of a better term, we will. Hybrid Theory, in my opinion, because I'm a fan of theirs, was fucking awesome. Then Meteora came out and half of it was okay. And then the next album came out and there was like one song that was in a movie, Transformers, and that was it. And then the next album came out and they found the one good song and put that in the next Transformers movie. So I kind of feel like they've slipped a long way from the first album and it didn't take them long. And with Rob Zombie, it's just been a gradual decay in quality. And as I said, if you had kept the energy and the momentum of the first, let's just say the first quarter of the album, if you had kept that momentum going, the energy, it would have been a fucking awesome track. Because as I said, lyrics, I don't look into lyrics for deep meanings, and I don't give a shit about if he's trying to tell people a certain thing.
Let's face it,
whatever
Rob
it
Zombie
is.
just blabbers shit. There's no deep meaning in his
Yeah.
lyrics,
But I'm just saying, because people do get out and go, well, he's actually talking about this, and that's why it's a fucking awesome album. It's like, well, okay, I don't care about that. I'm looking for something to entertain me and pass some time. But it's the full album. It's not the lyrics, just the lyrics or anything. It's just the full album. Just sort of slowly went downhill. And I think, that's the one thing that killed it for me. Otherwise, again, first quarter, if I had kept going, insane album. Would have been awesome.
Yep.
I think that would have been, could definitely have been my number 2 for Zombie.
Yep.
In ranking, but I'm going to put it in a comfy 4th for now.
Fair enough.
But it did grow on me as well.
Yep. So if anyone's watched us this far, leave a comment down below what you thought of the album if you've had a chance to listen to it yet. And yeah, like, subscribe. There'll be that one bloke that fucking dislikes it because this was the best zombie album ever and we're old cunts who don't know what we're talking about. So you do you, mate. You fucking downvote that shit. Well done.
Good.
So, we'll catch us all in the fucking next one, which will not be a not review or a check out, but it probably will be. We'll see.
Find out.
All right, cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Catch us.